to mostly hand this session over to Raman Raganay from my team and Emma McBride, who obviously we'll work very closely together to talk about a little bit more of the TB related work. But I was just going to do a very quick introduction and talk about maybe some of the COVID related work and how that might feed into TB activities. Yeah, so I was just going to talk a little bit about the activities we've been doing. So I guess one of the things that, of course, well, for us has come out of the last year has been a closer relationship with the World Health Organization through providing modelling support to some countries, particularly for the Western Pacific Regional Office. And that's particularly led to some applications of our modelling platform for the purpose of COVID to Malaysia and the Philippines. And I think, if nothing else, that's developed some really close working relationships with some in-country groups there that we would hope to build off, I guess, hopefully one day when the pandemic's sort of over and we move back towards TB control. But I think the WHO have certainly expressed that they've been happy with our work, and Raman's going to present on some of the work that we've done with the WHO that's been more TB focused, but also particularly for COVID, I think we've developed a closer relationship, and WPRO have put us in touch with some people at Sierra, and so we're now looking at expanding the number of countries that we support through COVID modelling. And the other group that we've been supporting is the Victorian Department of Health, who we provided weekly projections on the COVID burden for last year during the second wave. And that has really, I think, shifted our paradigm for modelling and forced us to develop some better tools, tools that are more flexible and rapidly, I guess, sort of deployable. And also, because we've been doing 2 infections, whereas we previously did 1, we've made sure that a lot of our modules that we use underneath the surface are not necessarily tied into being about one infectious disease, and so are flexible enough to be adapted very quickly to other infectious diseases. And we've had, there's a number of people working on the team who are great, but Matt Seagull, I'm just going to quickly mention, has been a software developer working with us over the last year, who has been incredible at just really revolutionizing the way we think about code and the way we construct our models. And I'm just going to quickly share with you that we've now the base model that we use to construct infectious disease models in general is now totally agnostic to the infectious disease, having previously been quite tailored to TB, and is now fully documented as an open source platform. And we think, I mean, I guess it's tricky to know exactly how accessible it's going to be across the board, but it potentially gives us more scope to engage with people in country who might be able to use this code and run aspects of our model code and benefit from the fact that it's well commented. Also, in terms of, I guess, producing visualizations for the code, in the case of the Philippines, our model is actually integrated within the response dashboard for the Philippines. So we provide regular updates and create a dashboard through Microsoft's Power BI platform. And that is now part of the dashboard that can be used by people responding to COVID in country. They can look at our projections, including for their local region or province within the Philippines, to understand, I guess, where the epidemic might be heading under various scenario situations. And last, is the most boring bit, is that we have also really, I think this has actually been the most important, but also the most boring bit of the code, is that we now have an extensive platform of tests that ensure that our models are robust. So we now don't run any simulation without running up to about 1,000 different unit tests on aspects of the code and ensuring they all pass, to make sure that we don't have any weird things like people dying but staying in the model, or things like that. So I think it's really changed our paradigm and creates a lot of potential for future work in TB. But I think the best thing to do for this particular audience is for me to hand over to Raman and for us to talk about the application of our modelling platform to the Marshall Islands.